met long before we actually met. But I grew up in Seattle, and I lived in the same ward as Kate's husband's family. And so I grew up knowing them, and all of him and his brothers and his parents were good family friends of ours. And so I was acquainted with their family that way.
Years later, we never really, I mean, we kind of passed here and there, but we never actually met. And then we had both just had our first babies, and we were posting on like a Mormon mommy message board kind of thing. And her initials, we had kind of gotten to be friends on the message board just by our screen names. And she made a comment about Seattle that made me know exactly who she was. And I sent her this message. I'm like, I know who you are. And it turns out we had a lot of mutual friends, and we had a lot of mutual interests. And then a few years after that, I had just moved to Louisiana, and she was pregnant with her second baby, and we both just kind of needed a hobby. So we were like, let's start a food blog. And it kind of turned from something that we designed to be for our friends and family into being what it is today.
Since Kate's in Louisiana and I'm in Idaho, we do everything together online. And so we split everything 50-50 in terms of managing the blog. We have a joint business email account and a calendar, so we schedule our posts and what we're going to be cooking about. And Kate's in her house cooking for her family, I'm at my house cooking for mine, and so we both do our own posts, and we just switch off. We post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I do one post, then Kate does a post, and then I do one, and it works great with two people, because if somebody is sick or out of town, we can just, the other one picks up the slack, so it works really well.
Yep, it's good. For me, developing a recipe, I very rarely just sit down and say, I'm gonna put this, and this in it, in the recipe. I usually take something that I like, and then kind of pick what I like and pick what I don't, and build a recipe from there. Sometimes it's tweaking a recipe that already exists beyond recognition, or sometimes it's just taking an idea and then thinking, oh, I really like these flavors, I'm gonna try adding this, I'm gonna try adding this. And I mean, you do it long enough and you kind of know the rules, you know what flavors go well together, you know how long to bake something, you know what works and what doesn't. And so as you do that, building and developing those recipes becomes easier and easier.
So we're not about drive-thrus. People think that we make beautifully styled, perfect food every night for our families, and that's just not the case. We're, like I said, we're realistic. We're moms. We're busy ourselves, so we eat our fair share of McDonald's, I'm sure. But in my house, if we want a quick fix meal that is real food but not something from a box, we love to make eggs. Scrambled eggs and toast makes a really fast meal. I also always try to keep on hand some quick fix things like frozen pastas and raviolis, and pre-cooked bacon, pre-cooked sliced chicken, things like that. I think if you stock your kitchen well, then you can have some ingredients that really, you can make a nice quality meal in like 10 minutes flat if stuff, half of it's prepared, kind of a semi-homemade thing. So, and cold cereal. At my house, we love, that's our backup, really, cold cereal. We eat a lot of that. So
grilled ham and cheese.
Yeah. Sandwiches. Yeah.
Sandwiches. My husband loves the sugar cookies with the glacé icing, and and this is saying a lot coming from a man who puts chocolate ice cream in his root beer floats. He really, really loves his chocolate, so the fact that he loves these cookies this much is a big deal. So I made some for him and all of his coworkers, 100 cookies to take to work, and it took me 3 days, freezing and decorating and putting them back in the freezer and making sure that nothing's getting crumbs all over the cookies are clean and that they're beautiful. And it took me forever, and I put them in a big box, and I was going out to the car, and the box collapsed in on itself, and they all went crashing down onto the ground. And it was his birthday present. He didn't want a real present, he wanted cookies to take to work. I cried the rest of the day.
One time we were having a company over for dinner, having a dinner party, and we were having 4 or 5 other couples come over, and I was in the middle of cooking stuff, and I was kind of behind, so I was going fast, and it's in my kitchen, it was summertime, I was barefoot, and I dropped a knife, about an 8-inch, butcher's knife, and it just fell, and it actually stuck straight in the top of my foot, and it hurt so bad, and I pulled it out, and my husband, he works in the urgent care room, so he's all prepared. He's yay, and he came in and he stitched on my foot like as I'm cooking still and wrapped it up. And I just kept right on going because the company was coming in like 10 minutes. And so we did it all, we ate, and then once everything calmed down, I just realized how bad it hurt and I had to put my foot up, but I made it through everything. If I had to eat one thing for the rest of my life, is it important that it's nutritionally sound? Because I might choose chocolate. I think if there's one food I could really like eat all the time, it would be like fresh fajitas, like grilled chicken, anything with lime juice, cilantro, black beans, and like grilled vegetables in a tortilla. That might count as more than one food, but that's like my favorite. That's my favorite thing, and I could never get sick of that. I could eat it every day.
I think mine would be the Thai peanut noodles in the book.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing, lime, cilantro, garlic, soy sauce, peanut butter,
Yeah.
pasta. Super easy. You can't go wrong. Yeah.
We love our readers. We have the best readers.
We really do. Like, we feel when we were doing the Better Homes and Gardens contest, you know, everyone's like, go team Our Best Bites. And that's really how it feels. Like, it feels like this big family. Like, it feels like we have our readers are our friends and that they know us and that we would love to know them. And sometimes, you know, we'll click back on their blogs and read through their lives. And it's just, blogging is such an interesting way of, you know, really kind of getting to know people that you've never met and hearing these stories and taking a peek into people's lives. And so we're just so appreciative that they want to peek into our lives, like this element of our lives. We really, we love our readers. They're the best.
And really, I mean, the reason that we are where we are today is because they come and they read, and not only that, but they share our blog with their friends and they pass it on and they send us nice, sweet emails, and that just makes all the difference in the world. You know, it's we do what we do, you know, for them, because we know we have an audience that appreciates it and enjoys, you know, what we have to offer. And so we love them. We appreciate them so much.